Welcome back to GP fans. It's a Friday heading into a non-racing weekend, so just plenty of news to catch you up on as we're talking the GPDA and their letter to the FIA and Formula 1 regarding the drivers' concerns this season. Williams are looking optimistic at their future in 2022, and is the Miami Grand Prix cursed? Another problem, another little stumbling block to deal with as COVID-19 raises its ugly head in Formula 1 once more. I'm Ollie Wilson, and these are the headlines that you need to know in the world of Formula 1 here at GP Fans. Formula 1 race directors Niels Wittich and Eduardo Freitas have both tested positive ahead of the Miami Grand Prix next week and may be forced to miss the event. The USA still requires a negative COVID test to be able to travel into the country, an entry requirement that has remained since being introduced early in the pandemic, despite other countries relaxing their entry requirements regarding COVID-19. Freitas was not scheduled to be in Miami anyway after committing to a World Endurance Championship event in Belgium that weekend. But with Wittich also testing positive, it's unclear how the FIA would proceed if the latter was unable to attend. One possibility could be Herbie Bash, with the 73-year-old returning to F1 this year as an FIA race management advisor, having previously worked under Charlie Whiting as the former race director's deputy. Formula E race director Scott Elkins is another name that's been thrown into the mix. We will wait and see what happens with Wittich and his entry into the USA if and when it comes. Meanwhile, Sebastian Vettel has insisted there are no big secrets in the Prix Drivers Association letter sent to Formula 1 and the FIA. Drivers have been concerned about their workload this season as the sport's new weekend format for 2022 has come into effect, with longer days on race weekends and a packed 23 race schedule. There was also the concerns that the drivers aired during a long meeting in Saudi Arabia this season after an oil refinery was hit by a missile strike close to the Jeddah circuit on the Friday during free practice of the Grand Prix weekend, with the drivers discussing if the event should even go ahead, which it ended up doing. As the director of the GPDA, Vettel was asked to elaborate on what was in the letter from the group that was sent to the sport and its governing bodies, with the German saying, "We've always been in contact with both FIA and FOM, and it's no different this year. From our side, we've been sending a couple of things filled with questions, and on some things we are still waiting for an answer. So maybe it's a busy period for the FIA, but yeah, I think the subject, there are no big secrets. Always to keep it sort of disclosed, and then we'll see what happens with it." And finally, some swagger coming out of Williams, as Alex Albon hopes that new upgrades coming for the FW44 will help the team make the step into the heart of the midfield battle in Formula 1. Albon managed a 10th place finish in Australia for their first point of the season, before finishing 11th just outside the points at Imola last weekend. While the results are starting to come for Albon and Williams, the team's driver thinks there is still more from him and their vehicle. "I'm still understanding the car, I'm still understanding the best way to drive it and the best way to set it up," said Albon. "But for now, it's a great place to start, and obviously, once we get updates on the car, hopefully we can take the next step into the midfield." So Williams are looking optimistic, which is one of the first times that we've said that in a long time in Formula 1. And what do you make of this busy workload? It was all compressed for a Friday, Saturday and Sunday, with the media duties being moved to the Friday as well, but perhaps it's a little too taxing on the drivers, let alone the teams, as well as they bounce around this 23 race season. Let us know your thoughts in the comments section below, and of course hit subscribe to stay with us here at GP Fans.